Woohoo! It's all systems go. It's amazing, guys. There was heaps and heaps of people here really early this evening. This would actually be probably the earliest I've seen people turn up. Now, I just want to check a couple of things before I start while we're waiting for a few others that are probably just finishing off their dinner and putting kids to bed and all those sorts of fun things. But can you please, hoping you can, if I don't see any hands, I know that you can't, but can you please put your hands up if you can hear me okay? There's a little icon on your control panel that you'll see in front of me. Excellent, we've got hands going up, so we're all good to go. Okay, I'm just going to start my timer so that we do stick to time this evening, and we shall get started. Awesome, I'll just put everyone's hands down. And let's get going. Hi, I'm Kerry Fitzgibbon and welcome to this webinar. I am so excited to have you all here tonight because I'm going to show you the very latest marketing technique that is light years ahead of any other marketing strategy that I've been trying lately. I've been doing it for my own business and that of my clients. You see, opt-in rates for free offers have more than doubled. Conversion rates for sales have increased anywhere from 2 to 15 times. And really, that's even with putting up the price, okay? Marketing costs, they have dropped to less than a half, and in some cases, costs have dropped by over 90%. And the really great news is it's actually quite simple to implement once you understand the system, which is what I'm going to show you here this evening, okay, over the next 60 minutes. But first of all, I would just like to take a poll. Now, just so that I can get an idea of really where everyone is at, okay? So I want to know who is new to remarketing. So there's a little chat box over to your right there. So number one, never done it before. So in the chat box to the right of your screen, enter never. Let me just open up here so I can see some of the answers okay. So we've got a few nevers coming through now. Okay, so who has done a little but spent less than $1,000? Enter 1,000. And who falls into category 3? So you've done heaps and spent more than 1,000. Enter over 1,000. Go ahead, put your answers in that chat box, and I will take a look at what we've done here. We've got never, never, never. We've got a 1. I'm assuming the 1 means 1,000. Never, 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 never. We've got another 1,000 here. 1,000, never, 1,000, never, 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 1,000, never. So we've actually got no one in here that I can see that's typing in that has done over 1,000 yet. Still answers coming in. Never, never, 1,000. Okay, for any of you guys that are brand new onto the call, because I can see you coming through, we're just taking a little bit of a poll right now. We'll do it really, really quickly. But never done remarketing, right? Never. Has done a little bit, spent 1,000, spent less than 1,000, do 1,000. And if you've spent over 1,000, do over 1,000 in here. Never, 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 never. Okay, right, so it looks like we've got mostly newbies, and I tell you what, guys, you are in for an absolute treat. Let's take a look at exactly what we'll be covering in the next 60 minutes. So, first up, I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that you can use remarketing in your online business, but I'm also going to show you how you can integrate it with what you are doing right now. So 3 ways to use Facebook remarketing to dramatically increase your sales while reducing your marketing costs to really just a few cents per lead. I'm going to show you how you can stop wasting money on website visitors who leave without buying, never to be seen again. So realistically, even if you have website visitors coming to your website and you have a 10% conversion rate, that still means 90% are wasted. So I'm going to show you how you can capture those 90% and drag them back to your website to remarket to them, okay? And that is going to help you also increase your conversion rates by over 10 times or more without spending an extra cent on your advertising. You see, you've done all the hard work beforehand to get them to your website. And we're going to show you step by step how to implement Facebook remarketing in your business. I know you're so keen that by the end of this, I'm going to show you, how you can get the same results as I've done for not just me, but for me and my clients as well, okay? And also, can you please remind me at the end of this to tell you about a special free gift I have for you at the end of the webinar, okay? Now, we're going to try and not rush through this because I want to give you as much information as possible in the time that we have, okay? But I have so much information here. So what I've done at the end of this, I'm opening up for questions, okay? So at the end of this, can someone please put in the chat box and the questions go, hey, Kerry, can you tell us about the free gift, okay? Rightio. So before we fully get underway, if you haven't heard of me before, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. You see, it's my job to make you more money, okay? So I'm Kerry Fitzgibbon, but I guess what I'm best known for is I work with businesses all over the world, helping them implement the latest Facebook marketing strategies. What I'm about to show you is so new. I don't really know that many other social media strategists that do what I do. Most are doing normal Facebook ads, and seriously, that sowed last week, okay? I've just come back, or just a couple of weeks ago, come back from the world's largest social media conference, okay? 3 days in San Diego with the experts, okay? And it was amazing what I discovered there is that the experts out there, some of the top people were talking about remarketing, but a lot of the marketing people that attended the seminar knew nothing about it, okay? And I've been doing this for some time now, okay? Now, my main focus is on using Facebook to make money, not just to make friends. And yes, I know it's about social media, but really, if you're not making money, you're just really getting that warm feeling, and that doesn't help you grow your business, does it? I've trained as a journalist and worked in print, worked in radio and TV for over 10 years. So I have really, really strong communication and marketing background that really helped me get to the top of my game in Facebook, okay? I've studied, implemented and coached others in social media over the last 7 years. I've also worked with a Facebook consultant as well. I worked with this Facebook consultant for about 4 or 5 weeks, and so I have had a little bit of direct contact with Facebook. If we ever get stuck in ads and things like that, which does happen inside Facebook, ads will sometimes don't get approved, and you have issue with your advertising and that, and I'm able to get in front of a Facebook consultant, which can help you guys as well. But I guess most importantly, and for you guys, is that I specialize in helping people build reliable, sustainable, scalable income streams from social media, not just one-off promotions, okay? So if you are looking for serious, long-term business, if that's something that you really want to do, you are really going to love this, okay? Now, in terms of reliable, sustainable, and scalable business, here's one I built earlier. It's one of many of the sites that I own, okay? Now, this is my Run Marathon Training Facebook page. I am really passionate. There's a couple of passions I have. One is Facebook or social media and helping businesses really market themselves on Facebook. And the other is running marathons, okay? That's in between being super mum. Now, one of my passions is running marathons. And so just less than a couple of years ago, probably actually is 2 years ago now, I did a 30-day training course teaching people how they can start up a business on Facebook, without actually having a website initially, and make money with that business over 30 days. So I ran a whole heap of people through that course. But I had to put together a business myself and show them how it was done. This is when Run Marathon Training was born. And in fact, up until that moment, and that was 2 years ago, okay, I hadn't actually run an official marathon. I'd done heaps of mountain marathons. I'd done, 90 Ks or more on running and whatever else, but not actually an official 42.2 kilometers, okay? So what ended up happening is I had to book it and get one done really quickly so that I could be the expert, or at least know a bit more about running marathons. But anyway, so I started up this and made money in it in the first month, selling affiliate products. But what happened after that is I started developing my own programs, so marathon training programs. I joint ventured with a food coach. She's an absolutely amazing lady, and we've put together a nutrition for marathon runners as well. I started selling t-shirts, so merchandise, also affiliate products. I get sponsorship as well. But just recently, I started because my fans were asking me, can you come up with proper performance singlets? So here they are. You guys can see them here. I have just started selling these. In fact, I started taking pre-orders from them last year. I had a few hundred, actually probably a few thousand women put up their hands and say, I want one. A few put their money where their mouth was last year. But what I had to do is I actually had to stop taking pre-orders for this particular singlet, because the company that I was using to get them made went on their Chinese New Year. So I've only just been able to get them done now, and I started taking orders again about 5 days ago, and have now made, just in those 5 days, I've made over $2,900, okay, in this. And that's just from building a nice, strong audience, from using Facebook, from remarketing, building up that fan base, and a whole heap of things that I'm going to show you here tonight. This site on average, most months makes me over $4,000 a month, okay? And do you know how long this takes me to run? Well, I've put a little bit of extra time in it over the last week or so because I've got these tops and I'm marketing them. But I run this on less than an hour a week. Okay, some hours I might do some weeks I might do 2 hours, some weeks I might do half an hour. Okay, so most people assume social media takes hours and hours. Okay, but it doesn't need to if you do it correctly from the start. Now, imagine if you had a whole heap of small businesses running like this, okay? So here's another success story. I've got clients of mine, clients and colleagues of mine, and they're Andrew and Daryl Grant. Some of you guys may have heard of them. They run regular events throughout the world, in fact, but also here in Australia. And I help put people into their events. They get up to 300 to 500 people and sometimes more at their events, and I help fill those events. Okay. Now, at one of their last events that they held, I helped them add an extra $110,000 from people that attended the event that we got specifically from Facebook, okay, so Facebook advertising. Andrew and Daryl have a list, and we also remarketed to that list through Facebook. And so the people that attended from Facebook, that's how much extra that they ended up making. So they were pretty pleased with that. And this is a couple that actually used to hate Facebook. After I showed them how they could make money with it, now we use it all the time, okay? Here's another client of mine. Now, Fruity is a global company, but they're also here in Australia and in New Zealand for all my Kiwi friends, okay? Now, they sell high-end juices and blenders, okay? And these are high-end, and these are juices and blenders that are not above everyone else's, and a lot of the raw food experts in that use these types of blenders and juices, okay? So we've started remarketing. I've been working with Fruthi now for over a year, but we started remarketing just before, about November last year, and what's happened is that we've added an extra $33,000 a month they're making from Facebook ads, using Facebook remarketing. Now, they've also branched out and holding workshops throughout Australia as well, and they're coming up in the next couple of months. And so let's take a look at remarketing. Now, we know it's exciting, but let's have a look at a quick overview of what remarketing actually is. So here is actually my definition of remarketing. It's stalking people who have taken a particular action and getting them to take the next action in your sales sequence by showing them highly targeted ads. So, for example, if someone's come into, let's just say, your opt-in page. So an opt-in page, for those that don't know it, is a page on your website where people go and they put their name and email address in so you can collect a list. And I'm going to talk about the importance of a list further in the webinar. But they put their name and email address in for, let's just say, a free report or something of high perceived value, low cost of delivery for you, okay? Now, let's just say they come to the page and then they don't enter their name and email address. Well, you can actually stalk them around Facebook and show them specific ads that might say something like, "Thank you for coming to my page. I see you're interested in my report, but you didn't end up downloading it. I know you're going to like it, benefit, benefit, benefit," and then get them to take action. Now, the really exciting thing is even if you only have a really small ad budget, your potential customers can see you everywhere that they go. It really gives the impression your business is much bigger, and it keeps you front of mind. So they are more likely to buy from you. You see, the thing is that you're everywhere. Now, it's broader than what we are talking about, and you've probably experienced it for yourself. You see, remarketing happens on a lot of platforms, not just Facebook. Now, recently I have done a couple of trips away. One went to San Diego to the world's largest social media conference, and I've just come back from a holiday in Thailand. Okay, now I went onto Agoda. Some of you guys might know that site, but it's a holiday booking site. And I went onto Agoda and looked at accommodation in both places and then they're stalking me around around the internet, actually, but not just the internet, also on Facebook. So you've probably experienced it, whether you're booking a holiday for Agoda. Another one that's actually stalking me right now as well, in fact, for quite some time, is that Lose That Belly Fat. It's a little cartoon character, and at some stage I must have gone onto their website and they've been stalking me around. What they don't realize is I'm not actually their client. I run marathons. I don't have belly fat, but some of you guys might have been onto the same site as me, just doing research. And even my client Fruthi, they are stalking me as well, okay? Lots of big websites host remarketing. You'll see it absolutely everywhere. In fact, this morning, I've decided I'm going to take up podcasting. It was one of the things that I learned at the social media conference in San Diego, is podcasting is really, really great, and it's a really great way of getting your message out there as well. Obviously, using remarketing to drive people to the podcasting. And I was looking up these really fancy microphones, okay, to use. And less than a minute after hopping off their site, I went to Facebook, and there they were remarketing to me, okay. But the thing is, it can be really complicated. Today, we're just looking at the easiest and most powerful type of remarketing, and that's Facebook, okay? So Facebook remarketing is stalking people who have taken a particular action. This is whether it's on or off Facebook. So it could be on your website, okay, and show them highly targeted ads on Facebook. Now, the really, really great thing about this, guys, is that even if they're not logged into Facebook and they go to your website, when I'm going to show you, talk through this throughout this webinar, they get a tracking cookie on them so that when they go back and log into Facebook, you can still stalk them, okay? So why Facebook remarketing and what's so great about it compared to other Facebook systems, okay? Facebook remarketing is more powerful because your message is highly targeted. So it's like you're talking to your clients one-on-one. Facebook knows your clients so well, okay? They are tracking absolutely everything that you do, every like, every message, every post, every image, absolutely everything that you do, and they're doing that with your clients as well. So it's really, really easy for them to be able to really target the right people for you, and to deliver. Well, you can deliver highly targeted messages to your clients as well, okay? And it's cheap. You can have multiple targeted contacts really in just a few cents, and it's trusted. 92% of people trust social media compared to around about 40 to 50% in other media. You know it yourself. You generally, no doubt, the number of people that you see now on Facebook, and I see it over and over again with my friends, that are on there asking their friends for peer recommendation. Their friends are tagging pages and saying, you've got to go here and so on. It's happening on social media, okay? But most importantly, and this is really, really cool, guys, is that it's the only remarketing platform that works on mobile devices. Okay, we know a large percentage of people, and in fact, in some industries or in some niches, it's over 90% of those people access the internet or access Facebook via their mobile phone. Inside Facebook, you can have a look. If you know where to look, you can have a look at so many stats inside there. And I manage hundreds of clients in my Facebook advertising agency, and I get to have a look in the back end of their advertising, of their pages, and the back end of their advertising. And I can tell you now I can have a look at what devices their fans are logging into to look at Facebook, and I can tell you now some niches, that's up to 99% of people, their fans, are logging in via mobile device, right? So there's a couple of things here, and I'm just going, a couple of things realistically is Facebook remarketing. You can remarket with the mobile device, or target them using mobile device as well. But the other thing is make sure that your website is mobile optimized, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is drive people from Facebook to your website, and then they have to scroll all around the screen to try and have a look at your website. They'll just disappear. So that's one of the things that you have to look at as well, okay? Now, Facebook remarketing is much more effective than straight Facebook advertising. And straight Facebook advertising, we're talking about where you target just plain interests, demographics, behaviours, and location. You can certainly mix these into the retargeting, which is what I call layered advertising, but you don't just want to, it's way more effective than just targeting someone who's interested in a particular topic or in a certain location and whatnot, okay? Now, that is the way most people are doing it. It's just simple, straight Facebook advertising, but it's more expensive and less effective. Okay, and some of you guys are probably seeing that right now, and that's why you're on this webinar with me, which is really, really cool. Normal Facebook advertising these days can be hard work and expensive. Going from normal Facebook advertising to Facebook remarketing is really like going from a bicycle to a sports car, okay? Standalone ads are not as effective. People are getting banner blindness, so you really, really need to do different messages based on where people are through the sales process. You see, the more targeted and relevant really puts you out on top, okay? So here, let's look at some practical ways that you can use Facebook remarketing in your business. Now, there's a whole heap of them, but here's just 3 really that you can implement so that you can implement Facebook remarketing in your business straight after this webinar. Before we go into it, if you haven't done Facebook remarketing before, it can get really complicated. Don't stress. I'm going to go through this pretty fast, so you might try and scribble stuff down, but I really want your attention, okay? Happy to share slides with you after this, and I'm recording it, so at the end I can give you a link to the replay, which, by the way, it will be up by tomorrow, the replay, okay? Now, the thing is I'm also going to show you how you can get more detailed training on this, how I can help you at the end of this. Now, if it all seems way too hard and way too complicated, I'm also going to show you at the end of it how I can personally help you as well, okay? So don't panic. Let's get on with all the examples, okay? So first of all, let's talk about strategy 1. Now, this is for you guys out there that are selling a one-off information product. Now, you might have a bricks and mortar business right now. You might have a consulting business right now. But really, seriously, I actually think pretty much any business out there or any industry or any niche, whatever you'd like to class it is, can actually sell a one-off information product to complement all the other stuff that they're doing, okay? But so in saying that, strategy 1, selling a one-off information product. Now, this might be some type of ebook, it might be audio, it might be a manual or a training program, whatever it is. Now, here is what you're probably currently doing. You get visitors to your website from loads of different sources, and it might be from Google, or it might be from joint venture partners, it might be pay-per-click, some other pay-per-click, it might be email marketing, it might be banner ads. There is hundreds of different ways that you can get people to your website. Now, we know with a one-off information product that on average, 1 to 2% of people will buy that information product that's under $100 cold off the page. And that's on the first visit to the site, and it's still pretty profitable, okay? But what about the other 98 to 99%? You see, they're gone forever unless you remarket to them. It's just like they've come into your store and walked away without buying. So how do we do the remarketing? Well, here are the steps. First of all, you put a tiny piece of tracking code. It's called a pixel, okay? So that's what we call it. So when I refer to pixel from now on, it's a little bit of tracking code, and it's on your sales page. Now, if they're logged into Facebook, and even if they're not, but if they're logged in, the pixel immediately tags them with the unique code. And once they go back to Facebook, then you can remarket to them either way. So really, if they come to your site, then they leave without buying, Facebook shows them an ad you've created. Now, it could say something like, "Hi, it's Kerry here. I've noticed you've come to my website about marathon running, had a look at my ebook, but for whatever reason you chose not to get it. So let me tell you a bit more about the book because I know you're going to love it. Benefit, benefit, benefit. Here's the link." Now, that's the basic process. But there is an advanced strategy as well, and it really, really gets even better, okay? So, see, I get pretty excited about this, guys. So the advanced strategy. Now, let's just say a visitor, clicks on your Buy Now button before they leave. Some may even start filling out the order form but for some reason they stop, okay? And it could be baby crying. It could be kids just jam their finger in the door, which has happened to me. Whatever it is, okay, they abandon shopping cart, okay? And that's what it's called, right? Now, there are stats, and in fact, these stats are taken from earlier this year, that 67% of people abandon shopping cart. Okay, so let's just say that you have 100 potential customers. Well, 67 of those people will leave during the checkout process. Now, let's just say you made $15,000 a month. Now, if you just turned that in sales, let's just say you turned that around 25%, you'd make an extra $45,000 a year, okay? And that's just from people that abandoned shopping cart. And I want to just give you a quick example because I haven't actually got it in here, but I spoke to one of my clients last week who's just gone through the Facebook my Facebook remarketing training, and he said that he is making an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month now from remarketing, and a good portion of those are from abandoned shopping cart people that he's advertising to that have abandoned shopping cart. And in fact, he's taken his conversion rate from anywhere from up to $10 a conversion right down to $1 a conversion, which is absolutely fantastic, just from capturing those people that abandoned shopping carts and remarketing to them. Okay, really exciting stuff. So what we do is we put a pixel on your order form and you can serve them up a different Facebook ad. And it might say something like, I noticed you were going to buy, but life got in the way. Benefit of why they should buy. Voila, call to action. Thing is, we actually also don't want to forget your buyers as well, okay? Now, you might say, well, why do we want to target buyers for? They've already bought. Well, there's plenty of reasons, but let me show you how you're going to do it, okay? So we're going to remarket to the buyers. Now, first of all, we, again, put the pixel on the download page. So this is the page they've gone to after they've purchased to get the download of their one-off information product, okay? Now, you can show them targeted ads to people who have bought your product. So this might be from upsells, or you might even do some cross sells even, and this also helps reduce refunds, okay? So just imagine someone comes to your store, they buy a book, your online store, they buy a book on marathon running, they leave, go back to Facebook. While they're still hot, let's upsell them. Or it might be a training program. It might be a continuity program, so an ongoing program where they pay membership fees or whatever. All of a sudden, you're not just selling one-off information products, you're actually advancing on that as well. So we can do a whole heap of things to our buyers as well, okay? So keep that in mind when you're looking at remarketing. Now, let's look at other ways to use Facebook remarketing in business. Now, that's it for selling simple one-off information products. There are a couple of different ways that you can do it. Now, we're going to look at two more strategies. And the first is increasing your opt-in rate, okay? That's strategy 2. Now, let's just say you're driving traffic to an opt-in page to build an email list. So like I said before, for those that don't know what an opt-in page is, it's a page where people come, it's a landing page where they can come and put their name and email address in for, let's just say, a free report, or it might be a webinar or a live event or a mini course, whatever it is. Now, we all know the importance and value of having a list. Statistically, every extra name and email address on your list is worth $1 to $2 per name per month. So it really, really is vital that you should be building a list. So this is an important strategy. We know that on average, 10 to 30% of people will give you their name and email in return for your free gift. That's standard. If you're getting less than that, let's just say 2 to 5%, you might want to re-look at what you're offering or the copy on your page, okay, of what you're offering for free. Best practice at the under end of the scale is 25 to 35%, okay. But what about the other 70 to 90%? Again, they're gone forever unless you remarket to them. So let's look at the process on how you can do that. Here are the steps. Again, we put a pixel on your opt-in page, and the pixel is generated by Facebook. If they leave without opting in, they'll see a Facebook ad with a link back to the opt-in page. And it might say, hey, you've come to my marathon training guide, see you were interested in my free report, didn't end up opting in, benefit, you're going to love the report. Here you go, right? Now, this takes your opt-in rate up and over 60% is what we've seen, okay? Now, normally, just remember a few steps back, I was saying you normally get around about 10%. With remarketing, you can get over 60%. So we know each person on the list, if you remember rightly, is worth $1 to $2. Then you have increased it 6 times. So let's just use like figures here. So let's just say you've got 1,000 on your list. If that's worth $1 to $2, that's worth $1 to $2,000. With this strategy, you can increase it from 6 to 12,000, okay? And realistically, guys, how would that make a difference? It would take a hobby to a legit business, and that's the power of remarketing. But it gets even better. We have the advanced strategy, and this is what I use for webinars, okay? The thing is, you will see it. There are a whole heap of people holding webinars. It's a really, really great way to be able to get your knowledge out there to people that are interested in it, or to educate people, okay? But you have to stand out from the crowd and stand out from all the other people that are doing webinars out there. Do something a little different. Now, the thing is you can show different ads depending on the action that they take. So once they register, you can show ads about why they should attend. If they register but don't attend, you can show ads about watching the replay. If they attend but don't buy, you can show ads about the offer. So, just to give you the example, here's the marketing I did for this particular webinar. Now, many of you would have seen either this ad or a derivative of it. There was a few different types of ads that I had on Facebook, and this invites people to the webinar and link to the registration page. So many of you guys would, like I said, would have seen this or something similar. So discover the little known Facebook ad feature that helps increase fans, traffic, sales, return on investment in your business by up to more than 300%. Join social media strategist Kerry Fitzgibbon on this free Facebook ad training. Another version of the same ad with videos, okay? Now, the thing is that what I'm finding, what I would have actually said about 6 months ago, I would have said use videos for branding purposes. They don't convert as well. Now I'm finding videos convert at between 30 and 50% conversion rate, okay? Now, videos are a little bit more advanced, but definitely well worth doing, okay? But only if you have as long as you don't have a face for radio, okay? If you have a face for radio, you might want to consider getting someone else to do it, or use a PowerPoint type presentation talk over, okay? Voiceover. So here's the ad that I used for when people had registered, okay? This is it, just showing it on the right-hand side. It was also on the news feed and also on mobile device. Now, for those that, most people should have got this. If you didn't get it, for whatever reason, it depends on when you opted in. and so on. But it said, hi, it's Kerry Fitzgibbon. You're seeing this video because you registered for my Facebook ad remarketing webinar, and now I'm remarketing to you. So if you really want to find out how you can do this, make sure you attend the webinar live so you can get all the information firsthand and you can ask questions afterwards. So I really look forward to having you on my webinar. Congratulations for actually registering. Now it's time to turn up. So I look forward to seeing you there, okay? Now, I also had one for people that didn't register the first time round, okay? So they came and they went to my page, they went away from my page and they didn't register. And the script said, so it wouldn't have been many of you guys, some of you guys did though, and you were remarketed back to register. You know who you are. And this one said, hi, it's Kerry Fitzgibbon here, and the reason you're seeing this video is you came to my webinar registration page for my Facebook ad remarketing webinar and you didn't register. So I'm thinking one of several reasons, okay? Either it's not at the right time for you, that's okay, register for my webinar and I'll send you a replay of it. Or two, you actually know a lot about Facebook remarketing and just wanted to check out my registration page. That's all cool, you still might learn a thing or two, or if you come along to my webinar. Or three, perhaps you just don't like me. Either way, you'll learn how to do this and actually retarget those people that come to your page and then fall off and don't register or give you their details. Then you better come along to my Facebook ad remarketing webinar where I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. I look forward to seeing you there. And this is it on the mobile device. So like I said before, you know how I was saying that you can actually see this on the, you can remarket on the mobile device, which is really, really cool, okay? So we know that using Facebook remarketing, using Facebook remarketing, webinar registrations were over 66% and cost per conversion dropped to 31.5%. None of this 10 to 30% conversion rates anymore, okay? So that is two of our three strategies. Strategy 3 is upselling after a tripwire offer, okay? If you're not sure what a tripwire is, it's a low-priced item, high value, but sold for under $10. So generally between $1 and $7. And it gets your potential customer to make a purchase from you. It's low risk to them. And we know statistically, if they buy from you once, then they're more than likely to buy from you again, okay? So we like to sometimes offer them an in-between from free to your high-end stuff. So let's say you're driving traffic to a tripwire offer, a low-priced $1 to $7 information product. And it might be a hard copy book or a course, something that is just, it's really, really great value, okay? Now, we know that on average, 5% of people will buy your tripwire if it offers outstanding value. But what about the other 95%? Again, they're gone forever unless you remarket to them. So here are the steps. First of all, we put that little pixel on your tripwire offer page. If they leave without buying, they'll see a Facebook ad with a link back to the offer page. If they buy without taking the upsell, they'll see a different ad linking back to the sales page for the upsell. Okay, and it might say next, it might suggest that they do buy the next product. Okay, so you really, really, the great thing about this, guys, is that I hope you're really starting to see how targeted this can actually be. I hope you're getting really, really excited about this because the possibilities are amazing. You really should be thinking to yourself, if I'm not using Facebook remarketing, then I'm leaving so much money on the table. Now, with Facebook remarketing, you can continue to market to your website visitors for as long as you want. You know you have them essentially captured. You know what they like, what actions they're taking, and so on, okay? The thing is, guys, without remarketing, you're losing sales. Many more people will buy from seeing your offer just one more time. You would have experienced this yourself. Now, just think of remarketing. If you have an offline, so a bricks and mortar retail store, think of it like someone coming into your retail store, and I'm going to use a shoe store as an example because I love shoes, and they've walked up to that beautiful bright blue pair of high heel shoes with the little gold trim on them, and they've picked them up, and they might have even tried them on. They've put them back on the shelf, and they've walked out of the store. They're usually gone. Imagine you as as the retail owner or the salesperson being able to go down the street with the shoe in your hand. They client goes into a clothing store and you put the shoe back in front of them. Wouldn't it look nice as that dress? They then go on to the hairdresser and you put the shoe in front of them. So being able to keep showing them that product, because they're interested. Love that, because you can't do that in the bricks and mortar business, but you can certainly do it online. So let me take you through what you need to do to implement remarketing. Here are the 7 steps to implement Facebook remarketing in your business. And guys, it is going to seem quite scary at first, but don't worry. Like I said, I'm going to show you at the end how I can help you if you need it, okay? What I'm going to give you is just an overview of these 7 steps, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail, okay? But really, the first thing is we really need to establish what is your goal. What is it that you are trying to achieve with your remarketing? And who are you trying to target? A lot of people actually are not clear on this, okay? So you really need to, these are the first 2 steps you need to do before you even place your ad or your pixels or anything else, is work out what your goal is. And it can be quite complicated or complex. Work out who exactly you're targeting and make sure your target audience aligns with your goal, and work out what steps in the marketing funnel, so where they're going to go in each process. The really cool thing about this, guys, is Facebook remarketing, like I said, can be complicated at first, okay? Once you've done it a few times, it gets really addictive. And all of a sudden you start seeing steps in your marketing funnel where you could add remarketing into, okay? And so it's really, really important to actually draw out that funnel as well, okay? So, where they're going to go in each step of the sales process and beyond. Also then putting together your marketing materials that really align with your funnel, your targeting, and what your actual goal is in terms of your Facebook remarketing. The next step after that is to prepare and install the tracking system, okay? Now, I know some people that jump straight into here without actually going through these steps first, okay? So working out where your funnel is, who your goals are, who you're targeting before you even prepare and install that tracking system. And then we go to launch, okay? This is where we go and launch, and we've got everything else in place. But you also need to track results and optimize the system as well, okay? So that's the overview. Let's look at the big picture and break it down a little bit for you guys. Step 1, what is your goal? Now, what action is it that you want people to take as a result of this marketing? So it might be to register for your webinar. It might be to register for a live event. It might be to buy a product. It might be to upsell. It might be to visit your online store or your shopping cart abandonment. It might even be to call you, okay? There's a whole heap of different things that you can, that you can set as your goal. You need to get really clear on exactly what it is you're trying to achieve, so you are able to put all the pieces in one place. It can be complicated, but if you have your goal clear, it can go far, far smoother. Once you know your goal, you need to list out who your different audience are, and they're going to be different groups and different types of marketing to those groups. Okay, so step 2, who exactly are we targeting? With this strategy, you can target lots of potential clients. So you can target visitors to your website, and you can really segment them by their behavior. So whether they've taken action, whether they've opted in, whether they've bought, wherever they are through that sales process. You can target people who already like your Facebook page. You know they're already keen on you, that they're already interested in your industry or in your niche because they've come and liked your page. So you can target those people. You can target people that are already on your email list. So these people are super, super hot because they've actually opted in, and you should be targeting them as well, okay? Because they're not necessarily, you can send an email out to them, but you need quite a few different touches on that person. So if you can send an email out to them and also target them on Facebook, wow, it's much bigger conversion rates on that. You can target people with specific interests on Facebook, but like I said, that's really the old way, but you have to work out exactly who you are targeting, okay? And people with specific behaviors. So Facebook allows you to, this is really cool, if you've got a resort or restaurant or somewhere, a travel agency type of business, you can actually target people who are intending to travel, who have traveled within the last 3 months, who are planning to travel, and so on. And do you know how Facebook knows this? Because people usually put their images of them traveling everywhere and tag themselves and so on. So you can target those types of people, which is really, really cool. And you can target people that are similar to any of the above. And these people are called the look-alike audience. So they look like they're the top 1% of people on Facebook that are similar to any of these groups of people, okay? So like I said, Facebook knows absolutely everything about people on Facebook, so it can really hone in on people very, very similar to your current email list, or people that have visited your website, or who are fans on your page, and so on, okay? Then we need to map it out. So this is really drawing up your marketing funnel. You need to get clear about the steps in the process, and it's really easiest to draw this up as a flow chart. And I know some people out there absolutely love flow charts. In fact, I didn't used to like them until I started doing a lot of marketing and that. And being able to see everything in a bird's eye view is absolutely fantastic. So just to give you the remarketing overview, they've come from Facebook, they go to your website, they get a little pixel on them, tapped onto their shoulder, onto their back, or onto whatever, onto their computer or mobile phone or whatever, they get tagged, right? Now let's just say they don't take action, right? You're able to remarket to them. That's a very simple overview, okay? If they do take action, well, they also get another pixel on them, and you'll know whether they've either registered for a webinar, bought a product, whether they've called you, and you can advertise to them anyway. And then you can remarket other products they like, and you can remarket to people that have been to your website within 7 days, within 14 days, within 20 days, okay? We know that the most likely people that are going to buy from you will do it in the first 7 days, okay? But then we want to mix up our message, so on and so on, okay? Now, I just want to share the example that I used for this particular webinar. I think, it might be of interest to some of you guys. So we did a Facebook remarketing ad, went to website registration page. You guys that took action straight away came straight to here, a thank you video, and you were tagged so that was the registration page. You went to the thank you page and you were tagged, and then you got remarketing videos in your feed. The ones that didn't take action straight away, you became one of my website custom audiences. So you didn't register, so you got the didn't register video, and this had over a 66% conversion rate. Remarket you back to the webinar. So the flow chart really, really makes it nice and clear so that you know exactly where to put your pixels on different pages. Step 4 is preparing the materials. Now, here are the things that you need to create for a simple remarketing campaign before you launch. like I said, this can get complicated. There's all sorts of different things that you can do. And once you start doing it, it gets really addictive, but we'll keep it nice and simple for now. You have to create a landing page. This is a page that someone visits, and it has to have a call to action. Some of you guys might already have this. You have to create a thank you page for this to work. So this is for after they have taken the action, because this is where you want to put a pixel to find out that they have taken the action. You need to create Facebook ads that send people to that landing page, and either 2 video or image ads, one for if they do take action and one for if they don't take action. So I just want to give you an example of what these might look like. So here's one an ad, Save Time Outsourcing. So this is about helping people be able to outsource a lot better, by a fellow colleague and friend of mine, Sam Patton. Now, if you're if you're ready to fire yourself, you can't afford to leave this much longer, get it now, okay? Now, this is if they didn't take action on an upsell, okay, from the free report to an upsell. Did life get in the way? Remember, the hit list is waiting. Are you ready? Sorry, this is the free report. So they came to the page, they didn't opt in for the free report. Did life get in the way? This ad can be shown for 7, 21, 14, as long as you want it, and then it can change. If they did take action, so they did actually get the free report, we want to upsell to them. You know how I said let's upsell? So we want to go, okay, thanks for grabbing the hit list. Check out how to get your outsource team faster. If you want to speed things up, make sure you get the course here, okay? So a couple of different ads there. So step 5, preparing and installing the tracking system. Now here is where it gets a bit complicated, okay? This is where you are going to need help the most, and like I said, I'm going to show you how at the end of this, but these are the steps. So you create a tracking pixel in Facebook. Now, please note, you get 1 pixel per ad account. Now, if some of you guys are like me and you have several different websites, you shouldn't set up different ad accounts. There are ways around it, okay? But you only get 1 bit of code per ad account. So you grab that and you pop it on your website or on all of your websites. You decide on your audience, okay? Now you need at least 20 people per audience for it to be able to start advertising to those people, okay? So that might be, you might decide that you're going to advertise to people who didn't take action. Or you might advertise to people that key page views or who did take action and upsell and so on. So decide on your audience. Then what you do is you create the rules inside Facebook for which ads to show to which audiences, okay? And this is where is if you have different websites, okay, and obviously if someone comes to my Run Marathon training website and I have a bit of code on there and I have the same bit of code on my Social Media Plus One website and the same bit of code on my Card Making for Profit website and so on, and my Marathon Girl website and so on, right? Obviously I want rules in place that will only track people that go to my Run Marathon training website, and I build an audience with them, and then a rule in place to track people that come to my social media website and so on, okay? This is where it gets complicated. My course shows you exactly how to do all this. And then you paste the tracking pixel on each page of your website, okay? So it has to go on every page of your website. So either you need to do this or you need to get some type of a techie to do this as well, okay? So now it's time to make some serious money. We're going into step 6, which is the launch. Once you have everything in place, here's what you do next. You prepare your Facebook ad campaign and run Facebook ads to your landing page. You go through the process yourself to ensure that all steps are working. This is really, really important. I've seen it before where people have got broken links and whatever else. In fact, I've done it before myself where there's been a broken link and whatever else. So always check the process. And I say after 24 hours, begin tracking and optimizing. I will always go back about an hour after I've placed an ad and checked that it is running, because Facebook reviews it and then they make it active. Sometimes they'll make it active and then they'll come back and review it again and they'll stop it, okay? So do go and check and make sure it is actually running, okay? Then about 12 hours later or so, I'll go back and just look at it again. I won't make any adjustments. I'll look at it again, make sure it's all okay. It's fine. And it's not till after 24 hours, in fact, sometimes 3 days, where I'll actually start making changes based on step 7, tracking and optimization, okay? So based on what's actually happening to the ad. So let's go through that. So some of the stats that I want to know are the number of people on Facebook that have seen the Facebook ad that go to my landing page. I want to know those numbers, because I want to know, okay, if there's a whole heap of people that have seen the ad and they're not going to my landing page, then there's something wrong with my ad. The number of conversions is a really important number to me as well, obviously. So this might be your regos for your webinar, opt-ins for a free report, sales of information product or a tripwire or whatever else. So of course I want to know the number of conversions, and I want to know the cost per conversion, okay? Now initially this can be quite high, okay, but it drops dramatically once the remarketing process begins. So now those are the 7 steps to Facebook remarketing. Now let's just take a look at some of the examples of some businesses who have successfully used Facebook remarketing. Now these are some clients of mine, okay? Now the thing is, the problem here was Andrew and Daryl were asked to be part of a product launch for one of Australia's top copywriters, Brett Thompson. Unfortunately, they were in the middle of a major marketing campaign for a 4-day workshop, and they really didn't want to confuse clients by slotting in Brett's launch in the middle. So rather than doing an email launch, which is what they would usually do, we set up a Facebook remarketing campaign. Okay. Now, with this Facebook remarketing campaign, this is just one part of it, okay? But we set it up and ran it for 4 days, and we got 112 new leads in 4 days. Those 112 leads in 4 days, we spent $300. Those 112 leads in 4 days made over $4,200 worth of profit, okay, for this particular instance. Now, you'd spend $300 to make $4,200, wouldn't you? And we targeted mainly their custom audience, so their database. We put them into Facebook and targeted those people, and a lookalike audience of those people as well, okay? Now, here's another example. Now, this was a brand new workshop, Make the Change 3-day workshop. And we really wanted to remind, I'm going through some results before I tell you the story. We really wanted to remind people on their email list, because Andrew and Daryl hadn't held the workshop for quite some time, and it was a brand new workshop, so we wanted to remind people that they were holding this workshop. So like I said, they do have a list, so we sent out an email campaign to the list and then remarketed to the list and created a lookalike audience for that list as well, okay? So this is just, again, a small portion of the campaign, but we've got, I think a couple of $150 worth of ad spend for this particular one. And just from driving people, again, in this instance, driving people using Facebook remarketing, so our lookalike audience, our database audience as well, are able to make an extra $40,000 worth of profit in that particular workshop from Facebook remarketing. And going back to my client, now remember I was telling you about Fruity before, so they do the high-end blenders and juices, making over $33,000 a month in sales from Facebook remarketing. So we held a Boxing Day sale. It was only a few days, obviously, between Christmas and New Year. And so we held a Facebook remarketing campaign, targeted fans of their page, targeted lookalike audience, targeted custom audience, and targeted website visitors, those people that went to the website, okay? Now, spent, again, $299, so $300, and made over $2,000 worth of sales in that Boxing Day sale, okay, which is really, really cool. And just to show you that it really wasn't a fluke, did it again in February, held a sale in February. In fact, I took the screenshot only a couple of, I think it was about a week into the sale. So it was actually just done at the start, again, targeting the same people, website audience, lookalike audience and fans and so on, and spent around about $70 here and made $2,500. So realistically, you'd do that all day, every day, wouldn't you? Now, what I've done is I've shown you 3 ways you can put put remarketing into your business, and I've shown you the 7 steps to implement it. And I know there is a whole heap of information. I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily apply remarketing in your business. If you are really excited about this and could see how it will work in your business, let me show you how I can help you with that process. Okay, so there are 3 ways that you can apply Facebook remarketing in your business. First of all, you can figure it out for yourself, and I've given you a few ideas here today, but be prepared to waste hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars on trial and error. Really seriously, guys, I've spent a lot of time doing this Facebook remarketing. I was one of the very, very first people that jumped on it, and I have tested and tested and tested, okay? And I can tell you now that you will spend a lot of time doing this all yourself. I can implement it for you. Now, just to give you an idea, I do have quite a few clients, and I have some high-end clients. If you feel this is too hard for you, then please, and you want me to help you in your business, please just in the chat box, put your name and your contact number, okay? So I want your name and your phone number in there, and I can give you a call and we can discuss it further. But just to let you know that I am really, really good at what I do. In fact, top of game, so I am not cheap. So only if you're really, really serious about, you don't want to do it yourself, and then please put your name and your phone number in there, and let's have a discussion on how I can help you further with that, okay? Otherwise, you can get my Facebook Ad Secrets remarketing training. Now I'm going to walk you, and what it does is it walks you through step by step how you can do Facebook remarketing and implement it with the support of me guiding you along the way, okay? So it's my Facebook Ad Secrets remarketing training. And here is what you get, okay? So you get 7 training videos with details and demos of each of the steps I've shown you today. So we do, the first video is working out your goal. So is it to get people to book for a webinar like this? Is it to get them to buy a product? Is it to get them to join a list? What is it that you want them to do? This will help you get clear on what is going to give you the biggest impact in your business in the shortest amount of time. We will also, video 2, work out exactly who you're targeting in what order. So is it fans, interests, custom audiences, and so on. Get this wrong and you could end up costing you a whole heap of money. So we get this right with my videos. 3, going through your marketing funnel. So from Facebook to landing page to thank you page. You know how I did this with my webinar. Just by adding an extra step in the funnel, I was able to get a 60% conversion rate. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Also how to prepare everything. So your landing page, ads, thank you page, setting up the pixels and so on. So make sure all the pixels are on the right page and everything is working correctly. The number of people that I see put these pixels on the wrong page and they're tracking the wrong things and getting the wrong stats. We don't want that to happen to you guys. Then we launch in video 5. So this is where I show you how to set up your ads properly and to make sure it's all working correctly. And in video 6, to track and optimize. Now this is really where the money is, done correctly, and really watch your conversion cost per conversion drop and your conversions go up, okay? The thing is, Facebook, the normal stats you see inside Facebook are not the stats that I use. There is information in the back of Facebook that you can see that is the information that you want. It is the gold that's going to help you grow your business, and I show you in that video where you can get those stats and that information. Okay, so you also get a 67-page training guide. This has instructions, it has tips, it has screenshots so that you can easily follow the process. So the video training walks you through absolutely everything, but I've got a book to guide you guys along the way as well. I know that people learn in different ways, so the book's there for you to refer to as well. You also get a quick start cheat sheet, so you can begin to implement straight away. This has nice little tick everything off as you go along. You also get my top resources report. So this has lots of useful apps and plugins and tools and all sorts of resources that I used to do this. And you also get the audio version of training if you do prefer to listen to the training like I do. I listen to podcasts and training when I go out and train for marathons, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you're busy and you're rushing around and whatever else, it's really good to be able to have that audio to just to listen to it along the way as well. And the last thing I'm going to do for you is something really, really special. It's something I normally only reserve for my high-level clients. These are the people that pay me $17,000 or more. What I'm going to give you is me. 1 month of private mentoring from me as you implement as part of our exclusive private Facebook group. Okay, now inside of this group, I will be working with you, answering your questions, and as you implement this stuff. So anytime you get stuck, you can go into the group and you can ask me questions, and I will help you along the process. Okay, and it's like having me kind of in your pocket with you as you do this, holding your hand. Okay, so just to give you an idea of here's a summary of what you get. The 7 training videos, and these are valued at $1,397. 67-page training guide valued at $147. Quick start cheat sheet, $57. The resource report, $97. Audios of training, $297, and 1 month private mentoring with me. Really, guys, this is absolutely priceless because you get me there with you, helping you along the way. Okay, the total value of my program is $1,997. And guys, at that price, it's incredible value. I know you'll easily recoup the value in the increased traffic, conversions, and sales you'll make from what you'll learn in my program. However, I'm on a mission to be the go-to person for Facebook remarketing in the world, okay? I'm already getting heaps of speaking gigs, and I've got quite a few overseas clients, but I need a whole heap more case studies, okay? So it's going to be a win-win situation for the both of us, okay? So the total value, like I said, $1,995. Standard retail price is $997, and that's what I sell it on my website for. The thing is because I'm on this mission and I need case studies, you can get the entire program. So that's the training, videos, and all the other components for only $197, okay? 199, so that's, $199.7 to only $197. Now, the reason why, guys, is I really want to use your success as my case studies, and only if you love my course, I want you to give me a testimonial afterwards, okay? So I'm going to give it to you $197, but only if you love my course. If you can give me a testimony afterwards. Now, You know how passionate I'm about helping every Australian in New Zealand, New Zealander, that's for my Kiwi friends out there, not just to survive, but to thrive and be successful as I am and that of my clients. So I really want there to be no excuses for not joining my program. I'm going to make it nice and easier for you, and you would have seen the slide just sitting here. So I want there to be absolutely no excuses at all. So I'm offering this, if you need it, for 2 payments of $99, okay? So you can start today for just $99, and in 30 days time, another $99. I don't want anyone missing out because they can't afford it, okay? So here is the link, socialmediaplus1.com/remarketing-webinar/offer, okay? Now, I'm going to copy and paste that link. In fact, I actually should have prepared it earlier, but I'm going to just take it down here. I'm going to copy and paste that link in the chat box so that you can go in and grab that now, because I've got something special for you guys. Super, super special. Right, let's just get at that. And I'm going to just pop that in the chat box because I know there's a whole heap of people that are really excited to get started right now. There we go. So for you guys, that's sitting in the chat box right now. Now, like I said, total value $1995, standard retail price $997, webinar price because I want case studies and I want testimonials from you guys, $197, or no excuses. If you can't afford the $197 straight up, listen, make it nice and easy for you. That's just 2 payments of $99. And there is the link right there, okay? Now, I know that there are many of you guys that actually probably don't know me that well, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to include a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee. That means over the next 30 days, you can attend the webinars, read the guide, use the checklists, even get the chat to me in the Facebook group. Ask me any questions you want. If at the end of the 30 days you decide the program's not for you for any reason, then I'll refund you in full, no questions asked. I really can't make it any more risk-free than that. So head over to the page. I've pasted it in the chat box, and let me know if you're having any issues in finding that link as well, okay? And I've got something really super, super special for the action takers out there, okay? Now, guys, I'm an action taker, and I love working with action takers, with people who are really keen to make things happen. And so I know that action takers they're really successful. And I have a track record to prove realistically that I'm an action taker and I love them. So if you're an action taker, then there's something really, really special for you. If you join the program before the end of the webinar, then here's what I'm going to give you. Not just 1, but 12 months access to my private mentoring group. So for the next 12 months, you get direct access to me and my team to ask us any questions you want about Facebook remarketing, marketing, in fact, your whole online marketing and funnel if you want, but you must join the program before I finish this webinar tonight. And I'm just about to open up for questions, so please make sure you type them in the chat box over to the right there, so that I can get through and answer them. So, like I said, you've got to the end of the webinar. I'm going to take questions now to go on over and join and get that special action takers bonus of the 12 months private mentoring inside the group. Okay. So, excellent. We've got Sue. Thank you. She's just heading on over there. Thank you. Great work. Okay, so let's get into some of the questions here. Okay, awesome. We've got someone wants to. Excellent. I'll be in touch with you, Jason. Method of remarketing work for a salon. Oh, Jamie, yes. Will this method of remarketing work for a salon? And I'm assuming you're meaning hair salon. Can you just confirm that with me? If you are, absolutely 100%, because you're going to be driving people to your hair salon page, website, okay, and you might have a special promotion or deal or whatever else on there that you can track them and get them to opt in to get a $10 off a cut or something like that, and then get them, and then remarket back into them whether they've taken the action or not. In fact, I've got one of my clients right at the moment. His name's Sam, and he's got 3 salons up in the Sunshine Coast and is using this strategy for his hair salons as well, and has noticed an increase and a great difference. So definitely work for a salon. Great program, Kerry. Can't believe it's so cheap for everything you've included. Thank you very much, Jane. I am a startup trophy business, and therefore the customers purchase once every 12 months. How can remarketing assist with such a gap? Well, remarketing can assist with, there might be other things that you can sell to these people. Start thinking about what it is that those people that come and buy, let's say a trophy, I'm assuming trophies are as in they get presented to people that win awards and stuff like that. So what other things that those clients want? You might actually be able to sell information products and so on, and drive them back and remind them every 12 months to come back as well. So Jamie, you've said yes, excellent. Looking forward to seeing you head over to the page there. Okay, great question, Leon. Hi, Kerry, great webinar. How long does this course usually take to get up and running? If you mean the course, hey, here actually that's a great question. In fact, let me go over to the page here as well. I better get back to the link. Sorry, guys. There we are. So you can see the link for those guys that have missed it. This is really cool. As soon as you head over to that page, you pay, you get directed to the download page, and you can download the information straight away. You check your email address, and then you get your link to go over to the membership site. You enter in an email and your password, you join the membership site, and you get access to all of those 7 videos, everything straight away, okay? Now, the thing is you can now go at your own pace, okay? The group that went before you guys did actually the 7 webinars live, so they had to wait 7 weeks. You can go in there and do it straight away. So, in fact, in that very, very, very first training course, I actually get you to put your website custom pixel onto your website, so that after that you can go through the rest knowing that you're collecting that website custom audience that you will know how to remarket to by about the 3rd or 4th video. So it will take as long as you have to do it. Oopsie daisy. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Kerry. Just joined. Looking forward to working with you. Looking forward to working with you as well, Hayley. Awesome. Hey, Julie. No, awesome, Julie. Just bought. Looking forward to it. Great. Looking forward to helping you too, Julie. Great info, Kerry. In creating the pixel in Facebook, what is the best type of action to choose? I sell physical products through my Facebook ads. Okay, Laura, so the action to choose initially, if you're selling physical products, and I'm assuming physical products on your website, then you want to the first thing you want to do is put that website custom audience pixel on your website on all the pages, and then you go back and create the rules, which is what I show you how to do in my course on all the different actions that they take. And then there's a conversion pixel as well, which is a little bit different, but you have conversion pixels. So you have, and I'm assuming this is probably what you're asking, but I do go into detail about this. I just didn't really want to cover it in this particular webinar because it does get complicated. So seriously, if you want to do this, I would definitely grab my course. So you can have a website custom audience pixel. This is where you remarket to people. And then you can have a conversion pixel, which is where you track. So you can track for checkouts, you can track for adds to cart, you can track for key page views, and so you can track for app downloads and so on, okay? So if I'm conversion pixel on my physical products, I call that a checkout. And the in-between page is what I call my adds to cart page. So what I do when I'm remarketing is I will go, okay, all the people that added to cart, that include all the people that added to cart and exclude the people that checked out. That'll give me the people that abandoned shopping cart and so on, okay? But I do go through that in my course. Thanks, Julie, great. Hi, Kerry, can you ask any questions on social media in the 12 months? Brian, you can go into that group and ask me questions on social media. I do check it as much as possible, but what you'll also find, which is really, really cool, is I've got a whole heap of people that have been working with me over the last 12 months or so, and even longer, who are in that group, that if I don't get to it quick enough for you, like I said, I'm in there every day, but that there's other people out there that can actually help you along the way as well. If I don't know the answer, I'll certainly find it out for you, Brian. So, yep, you can. Okay, I'm a photographer, so sell as a service rather than a product. Will this be effective? Absolutely. So again, you should always be building a list, Tamara, sorry. Always be building a list. So even as a photographer, you should be driving people to your website. You could be driving them there and showing some great photography that you've already done, and then track those people as they hit the website. And so you might have, let's just say, I don't know what type of photographer you are, but let's just say you're, an all-round photographer, and you might have a page full of different types of family photography, and you might have another page that is corporate photography. Well, you might drive people to your family photography page and go, okay, I know that they're interested in that, and then you can start promoting family photography type of services. If you do corporate, then you can start selling corporate services. So you can remarket to those people that come to your page anyway. You know that they're already interested, and then you might offer them a voucher or something to come see you. Say, hey, get your $10 voucher off, or get whatever it is, or build a list, and so then you can remarket them on whatever action that they take. So definitely will be effective for you. Can you please paste the link again? I want to get my credit card, and now I can't see the link anymore. Okay, sorry about that. Here we go. I will post it in again, guys. There we go, just in case you did miss it. Like I said, you've got to the end of the webinar to get the 12 months action takers bonus. Okay, we had Dean who had problems with audio. I'm assuming there might be a few others. Sometimes it goes in and out a bit, but you really enjoyed the webinar. Great, Dean. It was awesome having you on board. Yes, I will be replacing putting the replay up, and we'll be emailing you guys out the replay link by tomorrow morning. It should be there, okay, or by about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. My website is not yet mobile friendly. Would it be better that I wait until my new one is built before I start the program? Nicole, my suggestion would be to grab the program now. My suggestion would also be probably to get that pixel on your website. My suggestion would be to get that website mobile friendly as soon as possible. The thing is, guys, you have access to the program, okay? So if you can't start right now, just flick me an email and say, hey, listen, can't start right now, and I'll still give you access to the group. I'll just extend it maybe an extra month or so at the other end, if you can't start it for a couple of months. But Nicole, if it's only going to be mobile optimized, a change in your website, you can still get those pixels onto the website. If you're still driving people there now, you still want to be tracking and starting to build that custom audience. We don't want to lose that audience. It would be just the same as, hey, I'm renovating my shop, but I'm still running my shop. You still want to be able to track all those people that come into it. Kerry, would the system be as effective in gaining local small business clients for our promotional services? Absolutely. I actually get a lot of small business clients from Facebook and remarket to them, and it depends what your promotional services are, but you want to actually, I no doubt, show them, at different points of what they're purchasing from you. You want to give them different messages and that. So absolutely 100%. Facebook is not just for getting your normal mums and dads type of people. Facebook is absolutely fantastic for getting businesses. Business owners are on Facebook. Small, medium, large corporates and so on are on Facebook. Sounds like a really exciting community to be part of. Looking forward to participating. Looking forward to having you here as well, Sally. If I want to talk to you about doing it for me because I don't have time, how do I do that? Yes. So, like I said, guys, if this is all too hard and you really don't want to do it yourself, okay, please put your name and your phone number in the chat box, and I will call you tomorrow to discuss how I can help you with this, okay? So just your name and your phone number, I'll be able to track that, and I will give you a call tomorrow, or if you can just say, hey, you just call me Monday or whatever, then I'll give you a call and we'll follow up and talk about how I can help you. Brian has just purchased. Looking forward to having you, Brian. Awesome. Cool. Love your energy, Kerry. Excited to work with you. Thank you very much. Love doing this as well. Really fantastic. Hi, Kerry. Is the training simple and very step by step? I've looked at remarketing training before and found the training extremely confusing. Hey, Gary, I have tried to keep it as absolute simple as possible, and it's not just about remarketing here. The training is actually about building a really good sustainable business, in fact, because I actually talk to you about building lists. I talk and I show you, different examples of that. I go through exactly the video training. This is what you do, and I show you in video what you do. So it's like looking over my shoulder, and I show you how to set this up, okay? Even show you how to put that pixel on your website, and I'm not technical at all. But you've got a 30-day money back guarantee, Gary. So if you look at it, you get it, go through it, you look at it, it's too difficult. First of all, I would like you to contact me in the group and let me know. And see if I can help you. And if it's really not for you, you get 30-day money back, so no risk. So I have had really great feedback about this training of people saying it is great for just even beginners, okay? I have my own business, but I'm a distributor for a company and have my own website created by them. Can I use this, or do I need my own website? Should we have opt-in pages created as well? I have a few clients that are distributors for other companies who are sort of distributors. So I was going to say multi-level marketing type of businesses and whatever else, but distributors for other companies. And what I suggest to them is that, yes, you can't because if the company's got the website, it's really hard for you to put the conversion pixel on their particular website or the remarketing pixels. So what I suggest is you actually do have your own website and your own landing page at least, or an opt-in page. So I've got a client who drives them to a workshop page, and he holds workshops, and we're able to track and remarket to the people that visit that page. And then of course when he sells, he's got a link through to the actual the product website, or link on the product website. Okay, good question, Eve. Eve says, I have just purchased and downloaded the 4 items. Where are the videos and how do we join the group? Eve, you will have an email in your inbox, and it should be there right now, and it will have information on getting started, and it will have a link for you to click on, which will take you through to another page. On that page, you set up your membership. So you'll put in your email address and you'll put in a password that you want to use for it. Then you'll be taken straight back through to the membership area where all the live videos are, okay? So check your email, because that's where they all are. If you have any issues with that, make sure you get in touch with me. Gary, thank you, much appreciated. Look forward to having you on board. You mentioned in the steps 2 times Facebook advertisements. Not having done any Facebook advertising before, are these ads easy to develop? Are there any templates? Here's the great thing, Rodney. I show you. I show you how to do ads properly right from the very start. And in fact, that's in lesson, I think that might be in lesson 4. So we get you to work out your goals. First of all, we get you to work out your audience and map your funnel. And then I show you how to put those pixels on. And then I show you how to do those ads. So perfect if you haven't done them before, because then you have no horrible bad habits, which I find some people have. I show you how to do them properly, and there are templates in there as I'm showing you. Okay. Hey, Kerry, a little too daunting for me. Can you buzz me, please, Monday when you're free? Sure. It also has a passion for shoes. Yes, go shoes. Love that. Thanks, Nicole. Quite a few pairs of shoes in my wardrobe. Also, my website is Shopify. Will the pixel work? Yes, Eve, it will work on Shopify. Shopify has an area in it where you can put your pixels. It's absolutely fantastic. A lot of websites like that actually do, e-commerce sites. They're built because they know about remarketing pixels. Okay. Okay. Rightio. Instead of a website, Kerry, would a blog page be okay? Listen, yes, a blog page is fine. In fact, I have all my websites built on WordPress, and WordPress is a blogging platform, which obviously can be used as a website as well. So as long as it's your own blogging page, and I'm assuming you're probably talking about something like WordPress, then absolutely you can track them on the different blogs that they read. In fact, that's really, really cool, being able to drive people to a page that you've talked about something and then remarket the product that's going to help them, once they've gone to your blog page. Do I still have time to grab my credit card and get the 12 months of help from you? Yes. Well, it looks like we've got a few more questions. So yes, if you haven't joined up yet and you are worried you're running out of time, you are, by the way, but do join. It looks like I've got a few more questions along the way here as well. So do that. Will the pixels work in one shopping cart? Jason, I believe so. Like, I haven't checked one shopping cart. But like I said, most of those e-commerce stores have their own place where you can put these pixels and codes and whatever else. Okay, so I would be really, really surprised if it didn't. I haven't seen one yet. Yep, WordPress. Hey, yeah, WordPress is perfect for this. And in fact, I in the training I actually tell you what plugin to get in WordPress to make sure that those pixels are put on the right pages. Okay. All right. Hey guys, unless we've got any more questions, I'll just hang around for a bit longer because I know Lisa was actually going to go and get her credit card, and doesn't want to miss out before the webinar. I'm actually really amazed how many people have stuck around, because I know we are getting well into the evening right now. Okay, we've got a couple more questions come in. Kerry, do you show us how to build our own landing page or how to outsource it? I don't show you how to build your own landing page, but I show you some templates, and I certainly know someone that can help with the outsourcing side of things. You might have seen before, I showed an ad before of someone who has does outsourcing. That's Sam Patton. So certainly can help you with that, and that would be a question just when you're going through and you see the building of the landing page, just to flick me a message in the group and say, hey Kerry, can you please tell us about the outsourcing side of things? Do remind me. Okay. Thanks. Looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to it as well. Hey guys, we're coming to the end of this, and guess what? I actually just thought about this. No one reminded me about the free gift for attending the webinar. Hey, listen, guys, for attending the webinar, I'm actually going to email to you what is it? I think it's a special mind map. So it's the bird eye view of how this all pieces together. So a little bit of a flow chart of how it all works, and that's going to come to you in the next couple of hours. Okay, just for coming along to this webinar. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I have. For you guys that are still here, there's still actually quite a few of you. Just a reminder of what you're going to get. The 7 webinars. Sorry, the 7 training videos, they were webinars, but they're videos now, I guess. Anyway, 67-page training guide, the quick start cheat sheet, the resources report, the audios of the training, and the 1-month private mentoring. Like I said, that's priceless, but for you guys, action takers, you get the 12-month, which is fantastic. Total value $19.95. And listen, I'm really looking forward to all these successful case studies that I can use to become the world's #1 Facebook ad remarketing expert. I don't think I'm far away from that right now. And get all those testimonials that I can use as well. This is really, really exciting. Thanks, Brian. Great to have you here as well. Okay, I think that's it. So once again, thank you very much for joining me on the webinar. And I look forward to working with you guys and seeing you inside the Facebook group. If you do have any issues with anything, just make sure you let me know. I will. No doubt you guys will definitely be seeing me. I'm going to be using some of my remarketing on you anyway, but I'll be seeing some of you guys really, really soon. Thanks, Rodney. Great having you here as well. Okay, have a good evening, everyone. See ya.